just take us through, I suppose, how training's going this week?
Yeah, look, it's pretty good. We're going to use this week to really freshen them up. And we've got a team dinner planned. The club's put the team dinner on for us and the Youth League boys. We've been putting a lot of work together. And so it's really time to freshen up. I'll have a staff meeting and we'll just talk about where we're at right now, where else we can improve, not only as a team but as a staff. So we've got that happening tonight, and I'll give them the weekend off. So we don't have a game, and I just thought they probably need to get away. We've had a good start, and we're more than halfway through, so it's probably better to let them freshen up and come back ready next Tuesday to prepare ourselves for Geelong.
What will be some of those key focus areas for both Miners and Rush?
Yeah, look, you're always striving to improve. The Rush are playing well. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, and they've got a tough game. Geelong, top 2 team, and but our girls have improved a hell of a lot since they last played them. So they're looking for an upset. And in regard to the men, Geelong will sit 3rd on the ladder, and always very, very strong, especially at home, and great venue to play in. So we're really looking forward to going down there and expecting a pretty tough match.
And given this time in the season, do you think this little break has come at the right time?
Yeah, for us it has, because it just gives Marqueze a little bit more time in respect to he's just about over his ankle 100%, and I think he'll be absolutely 100% coming back from the break. And we've just got some little niggling injuries. Jerry Evans has had some foot soreness, and it just allows us those 4 or 5 days for guys to get on top of those little injuries and freshen up.
What are the goals or areas of focus for the second half of the season?
Yeah, it's a good question. We've got 6 of our 8 games left. We've got 6 games at home. I'd love us to win 6 out of those, 8 of those, because a 6 out of 8 would probably guarantee us the top spot, and a top 2 spot, which gives us home final. So that would be a nice goal if we could achieve that. So, but every game's tough, and in this, now as we start to build, teams are desperate to try and make the playoffs. So it's pretty good that we got off to this type of start. Realistically, it's probably above expectations. For what we're thinking at the beginning of the year, and where we're at, and with 6 new players. So, but in saying that, you reset your goals. So that's a great question. You reset your goals for where you're at now, and a top 4 spot's definitely what we're aiming for, but a top 2 spot's now not out of the question. We're not getting carried away. We're on top of the ladder, but it doesn't mean a whole lot. Because we've got those 8 games left. You've got to keep winning.
You mentioned you have exceeded expectations. So what do you think that is? I mean, was the natural chemistry just great from the start? Was it like?
Yeah, I think the chemistry is really good. We've had, we pretty much bombarded them with meetings in respect to what our expectations were and how we want to play, the style of play, and roles, which is very difficult to do. As you know, we only got Marqueze and Jerry 10 days before the first game, and Marqueze didn't end up playing the first 3 games, and then got injured. So what we thought were our roles obviously got adjusted with injuries, with Marqueze out pretty much for half of those games. So, but what it did was allow opportunity for other players to play a bit more and develop our depth, and we're going to continue to develop our depth, and I'm going to challenge the team week in, week out to get better, starters and bench players. So, look, I think our team chemistry, but it doesn't just happen. We have discussions about it, and pretty much have strategies in place to try and develop our team chemistry. The style of play suits our personnel. We play fast. I think people like watching us play. We play aggressive defence, and that suits our athletic ability. And that's the type of players I want, and that's how I want us to play. So, the boys have grasped that pretty well, but there is room for improvement still. We're not playing our best basketball right now, which is a good thing, and knowing that you can still improve. But as you just said, the positives are that we've grasped the style of play. We are the best defensive team in the league, and that was a goal. But we've got to maintain that. There's another 8 games to go, and we play a very, very fast style of play. So I think they've been the keys: the chemistry and adapting to the style of play.
Has this been a kind of mentally tough season for Marqueze, especially, given his injury?
Yeah, that's pretty. I think, yeah, because he was looking great, and he was starting, and we were probably going to go into the season with him starting, and he's had the 2 injuries. He's had the hamstring injury, and we set him out the first 3 games and then brought him back slow, and then he hurt his ankle pretty bad. You know, players got underneath him when he was up in the air in Albury, so that was a real concern because he wasn't healing as quick. But now, you know, he's just starting to play well again. He's on top of things, but you know, we had to readjust without him, and now we have to readjust with him back. So it's a tough one because the team's played well, you know, with him not being there. But if you look at it from a positive point of view, I think the way he plays, you know, he's an aggressive player at both ends of the floor, and so he can come into the game after about 5 minutes and be extra aggressive, especially defensively, because he doesn't have to worry about fouls. Like sometimes, especially imports, they first come out, you know, they pick up fouls early in the game, so, and you've got to take them out. So right now, that's probably been an added bonus, and obviously he's contributing offensively now, and that's where a lot of our improvement's going to continue to come as, you know, he plays more with the team. And that's a challenge for me as he starts to get to the top of his game. Someone is not going to start, you know, and then what that means is that's a real test of our chemistry when we get to that situation, is how guys handle that. But winning teams have more than 5 good players, you know, so it's not just Marqueze, and that's why I'm, you know, challenging everybody to get better, all our bench guys. You know, when the opportunity presents itself, I play them. You know, if we're struggling, obviously we're going to play who's playing well, and the goal is though to develop the depth, so you know we've got 10 players that we can trust and rely on when we get to the finals.
And in terms of the rush with Shanice and Olivia, how are they looking as well?
Yeah, look, I love the way they're travelling to bounce back and win 5 of their last 6 games, and it's been there. Look, if you put Shanice back in that team, you look back, you know, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you just dealt with some blows, and you know we had all those games away. And that makes it tough when you lose games from confidence, because you are more of a chance of winning at home than away, we know that. So having Shanice out probably cost them 2 or 3 games. But again, that allowed opportunity for other players to play, and now she's come back in. Obviously, they're playing well together. The goal for them, if they, you know, we've got Geelong and Bendigo, so from a women's perspective, they're the top 2 teams. If they could get one of those games on the road, that would be huge. But even if we don't, there's no panic. We talked about it. They've put themselves in a position to still make the playoffs. You know, if you can win 11 games, you're probably going to make the playoffs.
And just lastly, we understand you spent yesterday with Damien Hardwick, the great Richmond coach.
Yeah. I've known Damien for a few years, and he invited me down, and it was probably the best day. You know, I had Wednesdays off, and it was fantastic because they're prepared for their game against Geelong. And he said to me, "Come down Wednesday because it'll be a good day." So I sat through their preparation, their video preparation of how they're going to play against Geelong and what they're looking to do, and also watched them train as well. And he said to me, "We don't normally probably train with this intensity," but he wanted to up the ante a little bit, and they look really sharp. But look, we just sat around together and we talked about the highs and lows of coaching, and shared, you know, stories with each other about how we deal with that, and how we, you know, deal with players in those situations, because they're coming off a loss as well. And but you know, over the years, he's coached a long time, I've coached a long time, and even though you're coaching in different sports, the psychology is pretty much the same, and how you deal with it yourself. You know, people forget coaches are human as well, how we deal with it. So it's good to communicate with somebody else that, you know, it goes through the same emotions, and we were just both sharing that information back and forth, as well as the strategy stuff as well.
Did you find your journeys are pretty similar in sort of the sports? There's a lot of parallels and things like that?
Yeah, look, I know Damien was a pretty tough player, and he played in 2 premiership teams, one with Essendon and one with Port Adelaide. And he come from a pretty, you know, good neighbourhood, like I did. And so to speak, we all come from good neighbourhood. I don't think it matters where you come from, but, you know, his background was, you know, he come from a pretty reasonably tough area, and I think that plays a role in respect to how, you know, how you grow up. You know, in respect to there's some sort of influence there, I guess, in your makeup. And he certainly doesn't take a backward step, and he doesn't expect his players to. And I'm very similar. You know, when we're in tough situations. At the same time, you know, with all our experiences, he played under some fantastic coaches. And, you know, I don't need to rattle them all off, but everyone can do the background. I played under some great coaches. You always take little bits of those coaches you carry with you, but I also think your parents, everybody has an influence. So you try to take all the pieces that are going to help you do the job well. And the experiences that aren't great, you try and say, well, I'll try and stay away from there. But as players and coaches, we make mistakes at times. But I think, as you just said, a similar journey with both started to develop consistency on how to win. And so both of us probably have a formula, not only in regard to how to win in games in sport, but probably as far as managing people and developing relationships as well.
And I suppose just lastly, was there anything that you sort of learned from that day with him that you might be able to apply to the minors?
Oh, absolutely. Like there was a few we talked about it, like when we meet and we might say one thing to each other, and that will help, you know. But there was more than one thing yesterday, and I think what I took out of it, you know, it was really interesting how they want to bounce back from their previous game. You know, I have my own ideas how we should bounce back, but there's some really good things that I picked up. I don't really want to disclose them because then I went in Geelong now what they were. So, you know, I just know how, you know, Damien might never invite me back if I go and say what they were as well. So, but we're going to maintain a relationship. He's invited me to come down any time. It's pretty hard, as you know, because we've got the director of coaching job, but it's just a wonderful day.
Yeah.
And just having this time off as a team, do you think it's just come at a really good time for you all? Or not?
Yeah, you know, we're coming off a loss, so we have a long time to really think about that. That's just going to make us more hungry, so it might, you know, bring some good in it. I know personally I hate losing and I hate having to think about it. I want to play next day, but you know, we have some time to think about it, reflect on it, build on it. Losses are teaching points, so we have a lot this week that we want to work on, and then next week, you know, getting ready for Geelong. So, I mean, depends on how you want to look at it. Like I said, I don't like losses, so having to think about it is tough, but you know, some good teaching points we can learn out of it as well.
Take me through, you're not feeling too well. These next few days off are quite welcome.
Yes, I'm looking forward to just getting some extra rest and hopefully getting over this little bit of a cold that seems like everyone's getting this time of year.
And in terms of, you know, for the rest of the team, are they sort of echoing those sentiments? It's a nice time to kind of rest up?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, mid-season, it's nice to just have a break and just kind of reflect a bit, and also a chance to maybe go spend time with family or go look around Australia. It's such a beautiful country, and so definitely very happy for the break.
Beautiful. And in terms of taking on Geelong, what do you think will be the biggest challenge of that?
Yeah, well, the first time we played them, it was in a scrimmage, and it was right when our team came together. So I think we've gotten a lot better since we played them the first time around. And they're a strong group. They're very talented. They play really well together. And so it'll be a good test for us, definitely, playing them like back to back so quickly. But that's why with the break too, you don't want to kind of lose the momentum that we've been gaining the past couple of weeks.
Has it been really positive for you guys to be coming together at this point in the season?
It has, because I think sometimes teams need to learn how to win, and once we kind of figured out, you know, there's been a bit of grit and toughness that's building amongst ourselves, and also confidence in each other, and that's been a huge key.
And so would you say in terms of the personalities as well, is everyone just, you know, getting really close and just working off each other really well?
Yeah, I think we're just knowing our strengths better too, and knowing what time is it in the game, you know, what's the score, who can we go to, who's hot right now, and how can we keep them going. And so we're just playing a lot smarter, and, you know, definitely not perfect basketball. There's plenty of mistakes out there that we're learning and working through, but overall when it comes to, okay, a turning point or finishing strong, I think after Saturday's loss, like, we're not going to let that happen again on Sunday.
And so you're just hoping to be finding fit ahead of Geelong next week?
Yes. Well, you know, we're looking forward to any challenge, any opportunity, and also just game day is always fun. So it doesn't really matter so much who the opponent is for us. It's just about continuing to get better and grow as a team.
Awesome. That was